Hello everyone. Today we have to discuss about gold nanoparticle and quantum dots. Okay. These are the learning objective of today lecture. First of all, we need to understand about gold nanoparticle and the property of gold nanoparticle, and to understand about the synthesis of gold nanoparticle, and to know about applications of gold nanoparticles in therapeutics and diagnostics of various diseases. Gold nanoparticle, as we know about nanoparticles. The nanoparticles are the particles under the size range of nanometer. Okay, and most of the nanoparticle has size range 10 to 100 nanometer in range. Okay, and the gold nanoparticle also called gold colloids because the size of nanoparticles comes under the range of colloidal particles. Okay, so in a study published in the 2007 issue of Analytic Chemistry, in which scientists from Purdue University use of gold nanoparticles to detect cancer cells as well as breast cancer. Okay, so this research shows the gold nanoparticle is a promising agent for the diagnostics of various types of cancer through MRI. Okay, and the laser that react with gold nanoparticle could be used to destroy cancer cells. Okay, in the hypothermia treatment, or nanoparticles could be used as a targeted drug delivery system. Okay, because the nanoparticle has a capability to loaded the drug and can unload the drug to a specified cells or organs depending on the biomarker that will be attached along with the nanoparticles or the surface of the nanoparticles, and the procedure that works by identifying the proteins found on the exterior of cancer cells. Okay, so this is the principle that used for in the targeted drug delivery system. And different types of cancer used to detect, like oral cancer, breast cancer. Okay, and these cancer have different proteins on their surface that serve as a unique biomarker. And gold nanoparticles shaped like rod. Okay, and use specialized antibody to attach onto the protein marker for breast cancer. Okay, so these gold nanoparticles can be synthesized in various shape, like oval, rod shape, and rounded. Okay, and gold nanorods could be used to detect cancer stem cell, and after the nanorods bind to proteins in a blood sample and they scattered light. Okay, so that's why it is a better tool for the diagnostics of cancer, and each protein nanorod combination with scattered light in a unique way that allowing for precise diagnostics. Okay, so, gold nanoparticles are the most promising and stable metal nanoparticle, and gold colloidal was used to make ruby glass. Okay, and the color of different glasses depend on the size of the nanoparticle, and that gold must be present in such a degree of combination that it is not visible to the human eye. Okay. Nanoparticle as a drug delivery system enable unique approaches for cancer treatment. Okay, and nanoparticles have various unique properties like optical properties, magnetic properties, chemical properties, structural properties. Okay, and that set them apart from bulk solid with potential application is in medicine, as we know that nanoparticle has high surface to volume ratio, and it shows the surface plasmon resonance. Okay, that's why it is very unique in their properties, And gold nanoparticles exhibits a combination of physical as well as chemical and optical and electronic property. That's why it is very useful in the medicine, and it as well as other field of physics, electronics. Okay. Now, how we can synthesize these nanoparticles? So there are two types of approach that we use for the synthesis of any nanoparticle. There are top-down approach and bottom-up approach. These are the two broad uh, method of synthesis of nanoparticle. But in top-down approach, the a large piece of the metal can broken down into the small pieces. Okay, and when the size comes under the range of nano, that is 10 to 1000 nanometer in scale, so then this particle can define as a nanoparticle. Okay, but under the bottom up synthesis, nanoparticle can be synthesized by the specific arrangement of the atoms in a unique way. Okay, but the size range must be in narrow range. Okay, so for the bottom up to synthesis, there are many methods like chemical synthesis of nanoparticle or biological synthesis of nanoparticle, which become nowadays very exciting field of synthesis of nanoparticle. Okay, but in both case in bottom up approach, gold and particles synthesized by the reduction of gold salt. Okay, in which gold ion are reduced to the neutral gold atom. When the reducing agent like citrate ion that can be reduced to gold salt. Okay, or gold ion present in the gold salt. Okay, and these ions can act as a both reducing agent as well as capping agent, because in case of nanoparticles the capping agent is also essential, because sometimes when the nanoparticles are prepared, these nanoparticles become aggregate to each other. Okay, so to prevent the process of aggregation, okay, we need to use capping agent. That's why the this capping agent can present around the nanoparticle, so that the each nanoparticle become uh, separate to each other. Okay, and this formation of gold nanoparticle can be observed by a change in color, since small nanoparticles of gold are red and big particles are yellowish in color. But the best way to characterize nanoparticle is to UV visible spectrophotometric analysis, in which we have to observe that the spectrum of the nanoparticle or prepared nanoparticle. Okay, when we observe that spectrum shows a peak at specific wavelength depending on the size of nanoparticle. Okay, so on that peak we have to analyze the size of nanoparticle as well as confirmation of nanoparticle that our solution or salt solution converted to the nanoparticle or not. Okay, so we can physically or by the naked eye, okay, and observe the color change. Okay, so that we can make sure that nanoparticle synthesis is carried in the solution, and the presence of this colloidal suspension can be detected by the reflection of laser beam from the particles. Okay, so there are various techniques which can be used to characterize the nanoparticle. Okay, like UV visual spectrophotometry, scanning electron microscopy for the surface morphology and for the size of nanoparticle, and transmission electron microscopy for the 3D structure of the nanoparticle and their size of the nanoparticles. Okay, so and sometimes the zeta potential we have to calculate for the characterization of nanoparticles. Okay, so for the synthesis of nanoparticles, there is a method in which we have to use chloroauric acid. Okay, so we can optimize protocol as per our need. Okay, So for this, we have to take 20 ml of 1 millimole chloroauric acid. Okay, into a 50 ml beaker solution is rapidly stir and boil, and then to the rapidly stirred boiling solution, quickly add 2 ml of 1% sodium solution of trisodium citrate dihydrate. Okay, this solution acts as a both reducing agent as well as capping agent. Okay, so this is the chemical method for the synthesis of nanoparticle, and gold solution gradually forms as the citrate reduces the gold nanoparticles, and then removed from the heat when the solution has turned deep blue color, sorry, deep red color, or the change in color we have to observe. Okay, so this is the chemical method for the synthesis of nanoparticle. And the presence of colloidal suspension can be detected by the reflection of laser beam from the particles. Okay, if the solution is colloidal, so we can observe the Tyndall effect. Okay, so this is the way by which we can characterize that nanoparticles are formed in the solution. Another way to identify that nanoparticles are formed or not is UV visible spectrophotometric analysis. Okay, and we have to take spectrum of our nanoparticle solution, and because a laser pointer emits polarized light, the pointer can be oriented such that the beam appears to disappear. When the beam from the laser is visible in one view, it is invisible in the view perpendicular to the first. Okay. And before the addition of reducing agent, the gold is in solution in the a gold ion. Okay, when the reducing agent is added to them, gold atoms are formed in the solution, and their concentration rises rapidly until the solution exceeds saturation. And particles then form in a process called nucleation. Okay, so nucleation is the process in which the gold atoms aggregate to form nanoparticle, and the remaining dissolved gold atom bind to the nucleation site and growth occurs. Okay, so because nanoparticle solution is a colloidal solution, so a colloids is a homogeneous dispersion of particle in a solution, which are so small as a solid disperses in a liquid, and the particle experience the constant buffeting of Brownian motion, which also help to keep them in suspension. Okay, so because the nanoparticles have a size range of colloidal range size of the particle, that's why it will form a colloidal solution. Okay, and you know that colloidal solution when be kept for some time, the particle cannot be suspended. Okay, and then formation of gold nanoparticle occur in three-step process. Okay, if we focus on the process to synthesize gold nanoparticle from the gold ion. So first step in this nucleation, then growth, then coagulation. Okay, so the particle form in these three steps. So in the nucleation, the creation of nuclei upon which growth can occur. Okay, this is a redox reaction. That means oxidation of citrus ion produces the necessary reducing as a reagent for the gold. Okay, and acetone dicarboxylic acid act as a reducing agent, and the acetone dicarboxylic acid is the limiting reagent for the nucleation, because if nucleation cannot occur, the initiation of nanoparticle synthesis cannot be occur. So the formation of this molecule in the solution create an induction period before which no product can be seen. Okay, when the nucleation is start, the nanoparticle formation is start. Okay, so the nature of the nucleation curve is evidence of an autocatalytic reaction. Okay, then growth. is the addition of more gold particles to the existing nuclei, and growth determine the size of nanoparticle. So the process of growth stops when all of gold is used, and the rate of growth is a first order reaction in the gold nuclear size. Then finally, coagulation. So coagulation is the creation of the larger gold particles, such as 20 nanometer scale particle or nanodent scale particle, that require a coagulation of multiple uh, twins of various shapes, and a co-agglomeration of multiple nuclei into particle can be large enough to disturb the stability and fallout of the colloids, and control of the coagulation process during preparation determine the size, structure, shape, okay, of the nanoparticle. And anti-angiogenic properties of gold nanoparticles. Okay, so angiogenesis is the formation of new blood vessels, is essential for the growth and progression of tumor. Okay, so it has been observed that gold nanoparticle has anti-angiogenic properties. Okay, to prevent the progression of tumor, and angiogenesis is also important for the promotion and maintenance of other diseases like neoplasia and rheumatoid arthritis. Okay, and nanogold particles bind to heparin binding growth factors such as VEGF 165 and VFGF, and inhibit their activity and prevent progression of disease or cancer. But gold nanoparticle does not inhibit the activity of non-heparin binding growth factor like VEGF121 and endothelial growth factor. Okay, so in some ways it has been observed that it has angiogenic properties. And what are the advantages of using gold nanoparticle in the medicine? So gold nanoparticle is a simple uh, particle for the diagnostics of various types of disease, particularly various types of cancer, and it is less invasive process. Okay, and it is provide increased contrast for diagnosis of oral cancer, because during the MRI we need to contrast agent. Okay, so that we can easily visualize the cancer cell under the MRI, and it is non-toxic to human beings. That's why it is compatible for being used in the medicine, and it does not photo bleaching effect or blinking, which is inherent to many other fluorophores. And there are disadvantages also is there, like optical signal of nanoparticle may not be as too strong as quantum dots. If we compare gold nanoparticle with the quantum dots, which are another types of nanoparticle, and it is exhibits difficulties like biocompatibility, in vivo kinetics, tumor target efficacy sometimes, and it leads to acute and chronic toxicity in some of the cases. And the reticuloendothelial system gets affected in presence of gold nanoparticle. Okay, that's affect the blood-brain barrier. Okay, and applications of gold nanoparticle also as a sensor, or these nanoparticles used in a biosensor. Okay, so biosensor, we know that it is a device in which we have to determine the concentration of analytes. Okay, and these nanoparticle used in a transducer, which is an important part of the biosensor, and their application of as a sensor in analytical as well as biological science include chemical sensing as well as imaging application is widely utilized, and the color changes associated with nanoparticle aggregation were originally exploited by Mirkin et al., who showed that single-stranded DNA stabilized nanoparticle could be used to colorimetrically detection of complementary oligonucleotide. Okay, and The American type calorimetrically assay has opened up a new door that use gold nanoparticle. In the past few years, many gold nanoparticle based assay has been developed for the diagnostics of many targets such as metal ion, small organic compound, nucleic acid, proteins, cells. Okay. And the peptide functionalized gold nanoparticles that we synthesize are very effective in the deliberate activation or inhibition of angiogenic genes. If we compare to other metallic nanostructure, gold nanoparticles provide advantage of their simple and fast preparation and bio conjugation. Okay, because there are various types of metal nanoparticle found nowadays. The researcher also found that the gold particles could be used as effective tools in cellular nanosurgery. And gold nanoparticles detect the various cancer like breast cancer, oral cancer, respiratory cancer, and some of the disease like neoplasia, rheumatoid arthritis. Okay. So the functionalized gold nanoparticles selectively attach to the aggregate of amyloidal proteins formed in the Alzheimer disease. Okay, functionalized means when the gold particle attached to a specific functional group. Okay, and the microwave of certain frequency are irradiated on the sample, and resonance with the gold nanoparticle increase the local temperature and destroy the aggregates, okay, which could be exploited in the um, therapy of the cancer. Okay, and another application of gold nanoparticle in heavy metal cation determination. So heavy metal cations such as lead, chromium, mercury are the commonly encountered toxic substance in the environment, and also contaminated water pose significant public health hazard when they are present in the drinking water, even the part per million concentration (ppm) concentration. In particular, lead is very dangerous for children that cause mental retardation to them, and calorimetric sensor using gold nanoparticle have been widely explored and have important application in the sensitive detection of metallic ion. Okay, that's why gold nanoparticle is promising tools for the detection of heavy metals. And now we have to discuss quantum dots, which is another types of the nanoparticles. And quantum dots are inorganic nanocrystal, approximately 1 to 10 nanometer in size, with unique optical properties like broad excitation, narrow size, tunable emission spectra, high photochemical stability, okay, which is very much important, and negligible photo bleaching has been observed in quantum dots. And quantum dots have been widely used in as a fluorophores for the development of optical biosensor to detect ions, even organic compound. Some of the pharmaceutical analytes can be detected by using quantum dots, and biomolecule like nucleic acid, proteins, enzymes, carbohydrate, neurotransmitters also can be detected by using quantum dots, and they have also been employed for the in vivo detection of target site in the cancer. Okay, like gold nanoparticle. Okay, and in fact they are the ideal candidate for multiplexed optical bioanalysis due to their ultra high sensitivity and high specificity and cost effectiveness as compared to the gold nanoparticles, and mini authorized size and size dependent emission wavelength and rapid analyte detection also has been observed in the use of quantum dots. And what are they? So quantum dots are semiconductor nanocrystal specifically, and they are made of many of the same material as ordinary semiconductor, like mainly combination of transition metal or metalloids. Okay, So, unlike ordinary bulk semiconductor, which are generally macroscopic in size, quantum dots are extremely small, on the order of a few nanometer scale, and are very nearly zero dimensional. So, what's so special about quantum dots? Okay, so these are the some statement which clearly indicate that quantum dots are very special types of nanoparticles. So, when a wave is confined within a boundary, it has specific allowed energy level and other forbidden energy levels. This is true for anything that can be described as a wave by quantum mechanics that we study in the physics. And in bulk semiconductor, the presence of many atoms causes splitting of the electronic energy level, giving continuous energy band specialized separated by a forbidden zone. And even the lower energy, mostly filled band is called the valence band, and the higher energy, mostly empty band is called conduction band. Okay, and the energy gap called the band gap is essentially fixed for a given material, and semiconductor can carry a current when some of their electrons gain enough energy to jump through the band gap and move into the conducted band, leaving a positive hole behind. So, how we can synthesize quantum dots? So, Collider synthesis is there. So, in this method can be used to create large number of quantum dots all at once. Additionally, it is the cheapest method and is able to occur at no extreme condition and a very normal condition. And electron beam lithography is another technique by which we can synthesize quantum dots in which a pattern is etched by an electron beam device and the semiconductor material is deposited on it. Okay. And another method to prepare quantum dots is molecular beam epitaxy, in which a thin layer of crystal can be produced by heating the constituent elements separately until they begin to evaporate, then allowing them to collect and react on the surface of water. So, if we talk about the historical development in the field of quantum dots, so in early 1960s, researchers work on the semiconductor collides, and quantum dots research have been steadily increased since then, as evidenced by the growing number of peer-reviewed papers found on the various library. And in the late 90s, the company began selling quantum dots with products such as Quantum Dots Corporation. And in 2004, a research group at the Los Alamos laboratory found that quantum dots produce 3 electrons per high energy photon. Okay, and there are various applications of quantum dots like in optical storage, LEDs, organic dyes, quantum computing, security, solar power. Okay, so there are various applications of quantum dot. Even quantum dot also used in the medicine. So if we talk about the optical storage, the quantum dots have been an enabling technology for the manufacture of blue lasers, and the high energy in a blue laser allow for as much as 35 times as much data storage than conventional optical storage media, and it is a less affected by temperature fluctuation, which reduces data error. And this technology is currently available in new high definition DVD players and will also be used in the new Sony PlayStation 3. And the quantum is also used in the LEDs, quantum light emitting diodes, which is called QLEDs, are superior to the standard LEDs. In the same ways, the quantum dots are superior to bulk semiconductors, and the tunability of quantum dots gives them the ability to emit nearly any frequency of light. A traditional LED lacks this ability if we compare them, and quantum dots based LEDs can be crafted in a wide range of form factors, and traditional incandescent bulb may be replaced using QLED technology, since QLED can provide a low heat and full spectrum source of light. and organic dye also use quantum dots. So for the in vivo imaging of a biological specimen, we have to use quantum dots and long-term photo stability of the quantum dots. So that's why these are compatible in a in vivo imaging, and multiple color with a single excitation source also in a property of quantum dots, and possible use of for tumor detection in fluorescence spectroscopy, and possible toxicity issue is there sometime also observed toxicity due to the quantum dots, and quantum dots also used in the computing. So the degree of precision with which one can measure the quantum properties of the dots is very high. So a quantum computer which function by checking the state and superposition of the quantum number in entangled group would be easily constructed, and pair of quantum dots are candidate for qubit fabrication, and it also been used in the security. For example, quantum dots can be used in the fabrication of artificial dust setup to emit at specific frequency of infrared light, and that could be used in any number of security related applications. And placing the dust in hostile, difficult to monitor terrain would allow the tracking of force moving through the area as it would stick to their clothing and equipment, and this doesn't cause any coated object to become highly visible when viewed through night vision goggles. And quantum dots also been used in the solar power, and the adjustable band gap of quantum dots allow the construction of advanced solar cell, and these new cells would benefit from the adjustability of the dots, as they would be able to utilize much more of the sun spectrum than ever before. And quantum dots have been found to emit up to 3 electrons per photon of sunlight, as opposed to only one of the standard photovoltaic panel. That's why the efficiency of solar cell would be increased. And theoretically, this could boost solar power efficiency from 20 to 30% to the about more than 65%. Okay. And the another types of nanoparticles that could be used in the medicine, that are dendrimers. And dendrimers are hyperbranched, monodispersed, star-shaped, and nanometer scale three-dimensional macromolecule with a very high density of surface functional group, because they are branched, and they are composed of three distinct components, that is the core, the interior dendron, and the exterior surface with the terminal functional group. Okay, so there are three positions on at which the drug or biomarker can be loaded with the dendrimer, and they have been used extensively in various biosensing and diagnostics, such as those based on electrochemistry, fluorescence, sulfurous enhanced Raman scattering, impedimmetry, and surface plasma resonance, mainly as they increase the analytical sensitivity, stability, and reproducibility, but reduce the non-specific interaction. And they have also been used for other bioanalytical applications such as drug delivery, gene transfection, and even sometimes it could be used in the catalysis. So the conclusion is that a number of additional applications exist or are being developed that utilize quantum dots and gold nanoparticles as well as dendrimers. And the quantum dots also provide an example of the possibility that research at the nanoscale can provide it. Okay, and the future is bright for this new and innovative technology that could be exploited nanoparticle in the electronics as well as in the medicines. So these are the references. Okay, now you have to attempt a quiz. So the first question is: NanoCarrier provide a novel platform for target specific delivery of therapeutic agents. Over the past decades, several delivery vehicles have been designed based on different nanomaterials such as, okay. So you have to give answer, okay, and at the end of the quiz, you have to cross check your answer, okay. So the second question, for the detection and extraction of polyacrylic aromatic hydrocarbon in drinking water, okay, which nanoparticle could be used for this applications. And nanoparticles are employed as surface enhance Raman scattering substrate to enhance the Raman signal of pollutants. And the next question is applications of gold nanoparticles as sensor used for the detection of. And another question is nanomaterials used in protein detection. And quantum dots are, which of the following options are correct about quantum dots? And what are the properties of quantum dots? Okay. So quantum dots are widely used in the development of optical biosensor to detect, okay, which of the following options are correct. And quantum dots have also been employed for the detection or in vivo detection. And what are the dendrimers? So these are the answer key. Now you have to cross check your answer, okay, with uh, this key, okay. So thank you everyone.